Today they released extremely dramatic footage of a 2017 officer-involved shooting, Pennsylvania State Highway Patrol. It was sent to us by countless officers for our opinion and our analysis. Watch the video first, we'll break it down afterwards. Lots to talk about here.
Okay. Do me a favor, come over here. Hands behind your back. What? Hey, place your hands. Stop resisting! I got him. Keep the taser on. Stop resisting! Keep the taser on. Get on your back! Get on your back! On your back! All right. Get on your back! My gun! My gun! Oh, goodness! All right, be my ass. Get the on your back!
First of all, thank God the officers are okay. And we look at it from a lens of what advice, what input can we offer. We obviously spent a lot of time training with law enforcement, and we saw something happen in this incident. Besides just the chaos of the entire situation, we saw something happen that is a common theme in law enforcement, and that is the suspect was on his back, right? And the officers were on top. You had one officer here, they tased him. After the taser, he's locked up, and he's coming back to kind of, his situation here. He's kind of, the taser's wearing off and they're letting it go and they're getting ready to arrest the guy. As soon as the taser wears off, the smaller of the two officers is making very deliberate attempts to get his hand and to put him on his stomach, like to roll him over. The problem is in law enforcement, we've seen this time and time again. If you roll the suspect over while the suspect is still amped up, they're gonna get to their knees. So you're gonna do this, he's gonna get up. You're gonna try to hold them, and then he's gonna eventually run away, strike, and in this case, go to his car, grab a gun, pull it out, and shoot at both officers. So the general law enforcement mindset that you wanna get the suspect on his belly is a little bit of a counterproductive. It can be a damaging mindset because if you get him to his belly too quickly, he's gonna get up. And when do we see this? We've seen this before in the video that Brian did when he was much younger, where we had two cops try to arrest him, and what happened?
What happened was every time I went on my knees and I tried to build the house, I was getting up. Lucky, or one of the cops, both of them knew jiu-jitsu, so.
That's true. So one of them put the hooks in and controlled them, but your best chance of success was every time.
Even with two guys on me, I was close to getting up.
Right, so Brian's only chances of success in the video that we filmed a long time ago that many of you guys remember, two cops versus Brian, the only chance of success was when he got to his knees. So when the officers are trying to roll the suspect over to put him on his knees, they're actually helping the suspect build the house, we call it. Because Brian, if he's on his back, he can't get up to his knees, right? So if the suspects are controlling the situation and keeping him flat on his back, he can't. It's when they say, okay, we're gonna roll over. That's his best chance of getting out. So the question is, what's the alternative and what are we teaching? We're teaching the idea that you want to keep the suspect on his back for 100 seconds, if possible, right? Of course, other factors may come into play, but if you're on the side of the highway, it's two officers and the suspect, and there's no friends of the suspect coming to kick you in the head, you want to keep him on his back until his spirit is absolutely broken. Basic side control principles, hip pressure, sprawled out, chest to chest, underhook, right? If there's no law enforcement, it's cross face right here. If it's law enforcement, this hand can be under. Go for my gun right there, look at this hand. Preventing the hand from reaching the weapon, so I have double underhooks, solid control. If he tries to go to his knees, go ahead. I'm controlling here, locking this down. Rotate. Go to your knees that way. Look, I'm locking his tricep down right here, keeping control, coming right here, wrapping his neck, or if he comes again that way, I hold his wrist right here, and just stay right here. I'm not trying to get Brian to roll over just yet while he has the spirit to build the house and get up. So this idea of keep the person on their back, pressure, control, slow the fight down, right? They seem so anxious to get the person on their knees. And this is not just this incident, this is law enforcement wide. Everyone's so anxious to get the suspect to their knees that they're actually helping him get up. Whereas if they break the spirit from them on their back, right? First, then roll them over once the spirit is broken. We think that chances, and this is just based on the drilling, the pressure testing in the GST class that we are so used to, starting from Brian way back when, that we still do.
Yeah, this is simple. It doesn't matter just from GST. It goes from any fight that you've ever seen. The chance where you have the opportunity to beat someone or finish someone is when they're tired. And at the end of the day, that's what we're doing. You're pretty much getting on top of them, controlling them, letting them get tired. Once they gas out, and you have 2-on-1.
Well, it's the same as when we're sparring. When Brian mounts on me and we're sparring, he doesn't go for the submission in the first 3 seconds, because if he does, he's going to lose the mount. He's going to lose the position. I'm going to get up and get out. The first thing when you establish a position of dominance in tactical, jiu-jitsu, or even MMA is control the position, right? And we see that the officers are so connected to a final end result that slowing down and kind of the timing of progression towards that end result is not being practiced, trained, or perpetuated. It's just get him on his belly, put the hands behind his back, and cuff him. And the crazy part is one of the officers was like 240, really big guy. And even with his size advantage, because the suspect was laying down, there was a lot of this, there was a lot of grabbing hands, there was a lot of this, there was hitting the guy, which was only increasing the incentive for him to get up, build the house, and get out of there. So hand fighting, punching in the face, that's not going to break the guy's spirit, that's not going to keep him on his back. Obviously, we look at a situation like this, what can we take, what can we learn from this, right? It's not about critiquing the officers that were in this situation, it's about learning from the actual environment, the encounter. Could have been anyone. And here's the crazy part, it's not even up to the officers, the training they do or they don't receive. The department chooses, and too many departments aren't providing the training necessary to give officers the tools to hold someone down safely without burning all their energy or without helping them build the house. So that's why we're here, that's what we do. We want to invite both officers involved in the incident, as well as the defensive tactics head instructor for Pennsylvania State Troopers, right? The entire organization to attend our GST course for free, Gracie Survival Tactics, any time of the year, any course of the year, throughout the year. For the rest of the officers out there who are watching this, if you do jiu-jitsu, you understand what we're saying. If you don't do jiu-jitsu, hopefully seeing a video like this will really kind of be a wake-up call as to, wow, how important control is. It was a terrible situation. Luckily, no one was killed in the situation, and hopefully if we learn from it, we turn something that was negative into a positive. So check it out, gracieuniversity.com/GST, all the upcoming course dates. Anyone out there who wants to learn more about this course, and of course the officers there at Pennsylvania State, please reach out to us. Anyone who has connections, please send this video to them. But most importantly, 100-second rule. Put the suspect on their back, hold them for 100 seconds. When their spirit is completely wiped out, then you take the gradual progressive steps into, of course, the handcuffing procedure. If you try to handcuff them in the first 30 seconds, it's like going for a submission in the first 10 seconds of achieving the mount. Not recommended and not likely to be successful. Ryan, anything else for our friends?
That's it, man. The end of the day is get them tired and then put them in handcuffs. It's like when you chase a suspect, right? They're easier when you finish chasing them because they're dead tired, and you put them in handcuffs, they're dead tired. So it's easy to put them in handcuffs.
Yes, yeah, you're gonna put them in handcuffs eventually. The question is, do you want to put it in while they're all amped up, or when they're spirit and they're fully exhausted and broken down?
And that's what we want to show you guys. If you guys take this invitation to come with us, let's show you how to do this stuff, how to control someone, how to really tire them out, you and the DT instructors, and then get you guys ready to get back on the field.
There you go, you guys. Thanks for watching. Any other questions, comments, or concerns, leave it in the comments below. Otherwise, we'll see you on the mat. Thank you.